Hello there my friends, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm back with another review, and this is the final one of my 3-part series for the first part of the tell-all, and today we're going to be talking about Rebecca and Ziad, and we'll also be debating the merits of the plastic surgery argument. Are you Team Yara or Team Julia? Please, if you haven't done so, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you've yet to do so, press that red button and make Ebird a very happy Ebird. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird Online. So without further ado, I give you part 3 of the tell-all. And the start of Rebecca's segment saw her standing up and doing a pirouette for the whole of the cast, because Rebecca has lost weight. And when she walked in, Yara said, "Rebecca, you look amazing," and Rebecca was beaming and she looked really happy, and I gotta say, she does look fantastic. And it doesn't surprise me she decided to go on a diet. After the wedding dress not fitting, I can really understand how that would happen. And then Sean asked for the age difference between Rebecca and Ziad, and Rebecca told them 20 years. Sean, it's just a couple of years difference between Tarik and Hazel. I wonder if you asked them at the start of their segment. The Ebird will be watching with an eagle eye. But then Sean tells Rebecca, "You don't look 20 years difference, I can't see it, and you look amazing, you always look good, but you look amazing today." But Rebecca, what work have you had done? Sean, what work have you had done? By the looks of things and by your age, I doubt it's nothing. And Rebecca tells us that she's had micro laser lipo, a mini tummy tuck, and she's also had Botox in her face and her lips done as well. And then Sean wants to know who else has had a little bit of work done. In other words, what are you bitches unhappy with about yourselves? Oh Sean, this is just such lazy so-called journalism. In other words, from supermodel to politician to influencer to shop assistant, whatever woman you find from whatever walk of life, you'll always find something they don't like about themselves. It's not new, it's not clever. Why the obsession? And Natalie tells us, "I want my nose. I want to get my nose done." No doubt because she can't breathe through it. She always seems to be breathing through her teeth. And then Yara says, "If you don't like something, change it. It's 2021. If you want to do it, do it. I had my nose done, and about 4 years ago, I had my lips done." Yara, you had your lips done last season. Not very well, I might add. But Julia has to pipe up, of course. And she says, "I disagree. If you have a man who loves you, then why do you need to change yourself for?" Oh Julia, you're so naive. This isn't about men. Women want to look good because they want to look good. Why does it have to be for a man? And Yara said it's not for a man, it's for yourself. And Julia said, "Well, just go to the gym, go on a diet, don't be lazy, eat healthy food. I just think people are so lazy these days." And Rebecca pointed out, going to the gym does not get rid of excess skin. But Yara was on a roll. She said, if you don't like something on yourself, you don't have to accept it. It's okay if you want to change it. But Julia was saying, "People, this is crazy. Why are all these people? You want to do things. It's really ridiculous. I don't understand this. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it's my opinion." Yara, as quick as a flash, loved this girl. Honestly, guys, I love this girl. Your opinion sounds very much like a judgment. And do you know what, guys? It does. An opinion isn't just go to the gym, don't be lazy, eat healthy food. That's a little more than an opinion. And I think there are 2 things at play here. Firstly, for whatever reason, Julia has got the bit between the teeth with Yara, and they're both from the same area of the world. And for whatever reason, Julia is measuring herself against Yara, and I think she's coming up short. Fair enough, Yara is married to Jovi, but Jovi does have a very good job with a great salary, and they have got their own apartment, and of course now Yara's got a baby girl, and I've got a feeling that Julia looks at her and thinks, "Wow, my husband looks as if he's still transitioning into a man, and he can ill afford anywhere decent for us to live." And I think this is a driving force behind her trying to dig Yara out at every opportunity. And so I think that led her to go in a little bit heavy on the criticisms of plastic surgery. But I think the second reason she did it is just because she's young and she's naturally thin. And I used to be exactly the same when I was younger. I used to think, why would anyone have Botox? Who gets a boob job? And guys, I literally couldn't understand anybody that wanted to have a bigger butt. I just couldn't. But obviously, as I got older and I got a wrinkle or two, I started nipping and tucking with the best of them. So I think in youth, when you have got a size 4 or size 6 body, and you eat loads and loads, it's really difficult to understand why are some people so big? They must eat so much. But it only takes for you to hit 40 to realise I'm eating the same as I've always done. And you realise you have to work out daily to maintain your figure. And the more I see of Julia now, I'm beginning to realise why she gets on so well with Brandon. Because they're both very young and very close-minded. And then Sean was shady again, and she asked Zied, "Do you like Rebecca looking younger?" And Ziad said, yep, I do. I really like this. And everybody gasped and people were shaking their heads. What is everybody gasping for? He's simply telling the truth. He likes Rebecca looking thinner and younger. And if there are any men on the planet that like people who look fatter and older, please do let me know. It might come in very handy for the Ebird in 10 years' time. Or alternatively, another 3 months of lockdown. And then Ziad had to clarify, I loved her anyway. I came over to America for her anyway, but now I like her even more. She's even more sexy. And Rebecca backed this up and she said, I feel more sexy. It's human nature to want to look your best. And then Ziad said, I'd like a tummy tuck. Tummy tuck? And he explained it's because he just can't stop eating pizza. But guys, through this whole segment, Yara was shooting filthy looks over to Julia. You can tell she's hella pissed off with her. And for what it's worth, I don't think it's right for Julia to be so judgmental. As Yara and Rebecca pointed out, once hormones kick in when women get older, going to the gym, eating well, doesn't really make an awful lot of difference for some people. Some people get stubborn areas of weight which are impossible to move. Also, if you were born not liking your nose, what are you supposed to do? Get on the treadmill? Julia, you have millions of brain cells. It would be nice if you used some of them some of the time. And then finally, Sean decides to introduce Tiffany and Micah. And after chit-chatting about, well, boring things, they go on to talk about the really pretty friend that Rebecca insists tried to crack on to Zied. And you can tell Rebecca's still got the bit between the teeth with this one, and she's still semi-fuming. And she said, nope, there's no doubt in my mind, she was trying to crack on to Zied. Ziad said, I didn't know any better. I was only in America 4 or 5 days. I thought this is how American women are. She's just being friendly. And for that I agree with Ziad, because I don't think he could have really said anything. If he'd have said to her, no, I'm with my fiance, everybody would have looked at him like, Ziad, are you on crack? No one's trying to chat you up. So he had really nowhere to go. And Rebecca was fuming later with Ziad, but she didn't try and shut it down at the time, which I found quite interesting. And Rebecca was also low-key irritated with Tiffany because Tiffany said, you only think this because she's really, really pretty, but that's what she's like. She's just a really friendly girl. And Micah said, yeah, it's just southern hospitality. And I agree, I kind of took it that way, but I also did see a bit of a twinkle in her eye with regard to Ziad. And I do think personally, Ziad's a very good looking man. And it's really interesting because I didn't even notice Ziad when he was on Before the 90 Days, but cue, a haircut and a bit of hair gel. And he looks like a different man. Very interesting. But neither one of the two parties could agree. Rebecca insisted that she was flirting, and Tiffany said, I've known her for years. She would not do that to me. So I'm going to take it this way. I think that she fancied Ziad, and I could see that she fancied him, and I could see that she liked what she saw. Okay, I'm prepared to admit she wasn't flirting, but it was a little bit close for comfort. But if Tiffany's saying she's a very good friend of mine, and she would not do such a thing, then I have to take Tiffany at her word, because I don't think that Tiffany's any sort of fool. And if she thought there was anything in it, I think she would have acted. She seems very pro-Rebecca, and she's always got Rebecca's back. And I kind of think that Rebecca should just accept what her daughter's saying. And that was pretty much it for this episode. And the only thing that happened right at the end was that we saw Andrew walk out. And Andrew said at the start, I'm optimistic about my future. Andrew, your future's about as bright as the dark circles under your eyes. And apparently Amira had said she didn't mind being on camera from France, but she didn't want Andrew to be in the room whilst she was talking. And I think this was kind of strange, but here's what I think, and obviously I haven't seen next week's episode, so I guess all will be unfurled. But I think that Amira knew very well what would push Andrew's buttons. And I think she knew, saying, I won't speak directly to him, he can't manipulate me anymore, I just won't do it. She knew very well that she could get producers to say, Andrew must leave the room. And in doing so, that would press his buttons so much that he would say, right, that's it, I'm off, I'm out. Or he'd at least throw a fit. What I couldn't help but notice was he really walked out very slowly, but you could tell that Andrew wanted people to call him back and not let him leave, because he walked out with all the vigour of a 90-year-old man with a Zimmer frame. It was the slowest walkout I think I've ever seen. But he let them know that he had no money for a taxi, and could production sort him out a taxi back to his hotel room, thus proving he's a loser right until the very end. I have an absolute feeling that Andrew doesn't leave because, obviously as we know, Jovi tweeted out, "I think Andrew's telling the truth and not Amira." So the only way he could have said that is if lots of information had come out from Andrew, and that could have only happened if Andrew decided to stay and do his interview after all, and I think that's exactly what happened. And guys, that's everything for this first part of the tell-all. So guys, let me know what you think. Who do you think's right in the great plastic surgery debate? Are you with Julia, who says we should just stay natural and go to the gym and eat well? Or do you think if something's getting on your nerves, get it fixed? And also, what do we think is behind the very bad feeling behind Yara and Julia? I'd love to know your thoughts, so please put them down below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and all that good stuff. It's fun over here, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Thank you so much for listening. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.